Thanks for joining us. You're watching ARIRANG News Break, live from Seoul. I'm Han. We start at the nation's top office. A big meeting for science and technology strategies took place this morning, where President Park Geun-hye said that Korea's momentum for economic growth must come from new technologies. The president said that in times of low growth, Seoul must take early lead in emerging industries on the global stage with the advent of the fourth industrial revolution. The government has selected 9 sectors to foster on a national level for future growth, like artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and biopharmaceuticals. The science meeting, the second of its kind, was launched by President Park to better administer the nation's science and technology sectors in both a top-down and bottom-up manner. At the first meeting in May, plans were unveiled to revamp Seoul's R&D structure in a more efficient and productive way through deregulation. And in related news, we take a closer look at the specific strategies the government is employing in the field of science to ensure the nation stays ahead of the curve in our rapidly changing world. For that, our Kim Ji-yeon gives us a sneak peek into what Korea could look like in the next 10 to 15 years.
The Ministry of Science, ICT and Future Planning has unveiled 9 strategically important projects to raise Korea's competitiveness in the so-called Fourth Industrial Revolution. In the artificial intelligence sector, the ministry plans to support the collaboration of state and private entities for the creation of an AI product and services platform. In the process, it plans to increase the number of software engineers to more than 6,700 by 2019. In the virtual or augmented reality sector, the ministry has unveiled a flagship or 3D platform and content project for the development of higher resolution VR device screens, as well as face and gesture recognition programs for interactive devices. It hopes to reduce Korea's technological gap with the U.S. in the sector from 1.8 years to less than 6 months by 2020. The ministry will carry out policies for the commercialization of autonomous cars by creating a regulation-free zone by 2020 for on-road testing in the southeastern city of Daegu. The ministry also plans to knock up to 40% off manufacturing costs by supporting the production of lighter metal-based materials. It will converge state infrastructure projects in the water, energy, and transportation sectors for the advancement of smart cities and microgrid management run on big data technology. The ministry also plans to make it possible to utilize big data to promote medical services to prevent chronic diseases and increase the chance of survival among cancer patients. The ministry says it will increase its financial support on a case-by-case basis for the development of new biomedicines and increase competitiveness in the biosector. In order to carry out Korea's goal to reduce carbon emissions by 37% by 2030, the ministry plans to aid tech development in the production of methanol, which results from the separation of carbon monoxide from CO2. Last but not least, the ministry is to aid tech development that will help alleviate the chronic issue of ultra-fine dust and create a database to improve air quality forecasts. Kim Ji-yeon, ARIRANG News.
The Korean won has strengthened to a near 14-month high, trading below the 1,100 won level against the greenback in intraday trading today, extending gains after Standard & Poor's upgraded Korea's sovereign credit rating to a record high of AA on Monday. The local currency stood at 1,092.91 against the U.S. dollar as of 2:30 p.m. Korea time. This comes as demand for the dollar weakened on worse-than-expected U.S. non-farm productivity overnight, and a growing appetite for Korean shares led to an inflow of foreign capital. The won has become the second best-performing Asian currency in emerging markets so far this year after Malaysia's ringgit. The 1,100 level is widely considered a psychologically important barrier that analysts expect could trigger intervention from foreign exchange authorities. In the job market, there was a weak growth in July. Statistics Korea says the country added 298,000 jobs last month from a year ago, bringing the total number of employed to over 26.6 million. July's figure marks a slowdown from June, when the figure picked up to the 300,000 level for the first time in 3 months. The agency mainly attributed the weak figure to negative job growth in the manufacturing sector, which fell for the first time in over 4 years. On top of that, the government's ongoing corporate restructuring drive is taking a toll on certain industries. Korea's shipbuilding hubs, the focus of the restructuring drive, saw their jobless rates go up last month. But in a glint of light, the youth employment rate edged up to 43.6%, while the youth jobless rate was 9.2%, down from 10.3% in June. Shifting our focus to the Rio Olympics now, Day 4 was electrifying for many, to say the least, with Team Korea earning a dramatic gold in men's fencing and American swimming legend Michael Phelps adding 2 more gold medals to his already massive collection. Our Yun-shin has a wrap-up of Tuesday's action.
Atop the podium, beaming with pride, Korea's Park Sang-young could barely contain his elation. The 20-year-old fencer had defeated Geza Imre of Hungary 15-14 to bring Korea its 3rd gold of the Rio Olympics and its very first in épée. Leading 14-10, Imre, the world number 3, was just a point away from victory. But in a stunning comeback, Park, who's ranked 21st, scored 5 points in a row to seal a historic victory. On top of Park's golden performance, Team Korea's Jang Hae-jin and Lee Seung-yoon on Tuesday smoothly fired their way into the round of 16 in the women's and men's individual archery events. But Korea wasn't the only big winner of the day. American swimming legend Michael Phelps grabbed 2 golds, first in the 200-meter butterfly and then in the 4x200-meter relay. Phelps, already the most decorated Olympian in history, now owns 21 gold medals from the Games. But the biggest shock of the day came when Serena Williams, the world number 1, was defeated by 20th-ranked Elina Svitolina from Ukraine. The 34-year-old was a likely gold medalist this year, but she now exits the Olympics. Yun-shin, ARIRANG News.
Now let's get a quick glimpse at the Rio Olympics medal standing, by gold that is, and some of the upcoming events you don't want to miss out on this Wednesday. And that's all from me. Keep you tuned to Arirang for more top domestic and global news updates throughout the day. Thank you for watching.